Back again with a really random video, which seems to be my thing as of recently. I uploaded 2 days ago my Grip Trilogy kind of review video, which I was so nervous about because I just know it's like a really sensitive topic and I'm not American. And even though like we have very similar issues here, these days online it's so easy to get cancelled and have everyone online come at you for speaking up on certain topics, especially if you're someone like me. But I'm very opinionated, you know that, and I talk a lot and I don't shy away from you know, difficult topics. Anyway, if you've been following me for a while, you know my passion isn't just reading romance, it's women. All women, everywhere, no matter your ethnicity or your culture or your religion. Like, I'm here because I'm passionate about women, and it's what makes me strive to be a better human. I feel obligated to use my platform for good, and that is what I've been doing. And along the way you have come and you've enjoyed what I'm all about, and you've subscribed, and you're here because we relate and we bond regardless of everything else in society. We can all relate on the fact that we're women, and that we face a lot of struggles in life because we are women, and the world isn't built to encourage us. It's structured to oppress us and keep us silenced. I mentioned in the Grip Trilogy review video that I was planning on reading the Hoops series, and I had started reading Long Shot months and months ago, but I stopped because I don't read a lot of sport romance. I'm not a huge fan of sport, and especially with sport in Oz and the US are completely different. Like, football's different. Obviously, like, things like basketball is very big here, and especially American basketball, but I never have gotten into it. I'm not a sport chick. I've never even dated a dude that plays sport. I'm just not that type of gal. Anyway, a lot of you told me to continue on with the Hoop series, and Kennedy watched my Grip Trilogy video as well, and she saw that I wanted to read Long Shot and the entire Hoop series, and she personally gave me like a heads up, like a trigger warning, like, it's really heavy. And she said, I know so many of my readers have gone into this series not knowing that it was going to be so triggering. So she likes to inform her readers as much as possible that the triggers are very real and the warnings at the beginning of her books are very real. And I said to her, like, I love dark stuff. I love reading stuff that makes me feel uncomfortable. I like to feel, man. I love feeling, whether it's anger or frustration or hurt. So these types of reads I look forward to. So I read Long Shot yesterday. Yeah, I read it all within like a 24-hour time frame. I had been told by some of you guys on Instagram that you had to take breaks in between certain scenes. That wasn't the case for me. I powered through it, and bitch, was it a ride. I'm just on this like Kennedy Ryan fucking train right now because I loved the Grip Trilogy so much, and so many of you guys have told me that I will adore the Kingmakers series, which I'm gonna actually purchase today. So many of you are just really happy to see her books on my channel, and really happy that I'm enjoying them. And yeah, I'm just in her books right now. I'm in her world because women like this, I just feel, I don't know, I could get emotional. Women that literally just talk about real shit, you know, that don't hide, that use their voices, that don't silence themselves, you know, talking about serious matters that affect us. There's always the possibility that people are going to come at you with different opinions and strong opinions, and they're going to try and shut you down and continue to silence you. And to just have a female like just dominate this fucking industry with good romance and steamy, smutty sex, the things that we all love, but bring the real shit. These are issues that we face. These are issues that across the board, no matter our ethnicity, no matter our cultures, as women we can relate on. Like, we deal with a lot, man. We deal with a lot. By the way, before we get into the video, this is my hoodie. Links are down below if you want to become a sick, twisted bitch. I know shipping is costly, but these are printed in the US and most of my subscribers are from the US, so it shouldn't cost you too much. It costs me a lot to get them to me, but yes, this is my favorite hoodie I've ever made, and it's honestly really good quality. Yeah, so I read _Shot and I want to talk about it because it just moved me and it made me just think and feel and all the things that I love to do, and I just want to talk about it. So this video will be similar to my Dark Vanessa video and the Grip Trilogy video. I'll talk about the plot and stuff, and then I'll move into spoilers and stuff, and I'll put a spoiler warning up. I've annotated some things that I want to talk about. So the Hoop series revolves around NBA. _Shot is about Iris and August. Iris is in college, she's getting ready for her career, and she wants to get into the sports industry. Iris is currently in a relationship with a man called Caleb, who is a basketball player. She's in this really interesting place in her life. She really wants to focus on her career. Her mother definitely lived a lifestyle that left an impression on her, and she wants to make sure that she doesn't make the same mistakes as her mother. She's going through these really strange feelings and thoughts and emotions towards her current boyfriend, and she's kind of wondering, like, if their relationship is the best for her, and she's kind of sitting there thinking, am I in love with him? And she's just having all these, like, moments to herself about her relationship. One night she goes to a bar and she runs into August, this lovely man here, who is also an NBA player, and they end up hitting it off. I'm talking chemistry, there's banter, they're very attracted to one another, but obviously Iris is in a relationship. Iris comes to the conclusion that her relationship isn't serving her the way that it should. She's looking for more in her life. She doesn't just want to be a baller's wife. And with Caleb, her current partner, that is literally what he wants. Trigger warning, there is a lot in this book to do with domestic violence. The way Kennedy has written this book, it's very intense, it's very in your face. There was many moments in this book, and I'll get into them when we go through the spoilers, that I found it hard to breathe because it was just so vicious and so accurate, man. Like, so many women go through this, like so many. And I can only speak from like an Australian point of view because we have different systems here. But I know that the government has made a lot of changes with the system in Oz because too many of these cases were fucking happening, and they were slipping through the cracks, and the system was just failing women. Now we have a lot of resources for women that escape domestic violence. There's payments, there's housing, there's a lot of help now through the Australian government for domestic violence survivors. But from what I have taken from this book, in the States, it's not like that. And that is really, really sad. And I know in a lot of countries around the world, there isn't a lot of support for girls that get out of domestic violent relationships. And a lot of them feel trapped and they can't do anything about it, and they just stay because they've got nowhere else to go, no money. They have to just live with their abuser and continue to be abused. This is kind of off topic, but I've seen a lot of women post on social media as of recently the whole like 50-50 notion when you're in a relationship, like paying 50-50 and having your own money is not the right way to go about a relationship. And I just want to say, from my own experience and my own personal opinion, it is so important for women to have access to their own money that only they can control, that has nothing to do with their significant other, whether it's your husband, your partner, your boyfriend, or whatever. I remember a few years ago, I was planning on putting all my money and my partner's money together in just one bank account, and my brother was like, don't do that. And I was like, why? Like, we'll be able to save for a house better, we'll be able to do all these things better, and it'll just be easier, like pay bills and stuff with all our money together. And he was like, no, keep it separate. Not that my partner's a bad person or anything like that, but he said you should always, always, always have your own money, even if it's money that you set aside, because you just never know. You never know what can happen. Too many women, too many things go wrong in relationships where women are left stranded with nothing and have to be dependent on their partner. And I just personally believe that we shouldn't live like that, okay? So if you can, have money separate to your partner, just in case. You never know. Even if he's the most beautiful person in the entire world, I don't give a fuck. Make sure you got your own money and make sure he doesn't control what you do with that money and how that money is spent and all of that, okay? We've got to have our backup plan at all times. With that said, I'm going to get into the spoilers now, so hop off if you haven't read it or continue on if you have. I'm going to talk about certain scenes in this book that really fucking shook me, my emotions, how I felt. Alright, so spoilers now. Hop off. I'm going to talk about some sensitive shit. I'm going to talk about abortion as well, which is something that I am very pro. I'm pro-choice, 110%, and I will argue with anyone who thinks otherwise. And I really just cannot justify someone not being pro-choice because of instances like this that are way too fucking common. Get your statistics out all you fucking want. I know that this happens way too often. The fact that Caleb trapped Iris with a pregnancy, that should be a crime because there's too many dudes that literally trap women with pregnancies, and that was the case for Iris. And I know in Australia, I've had a lot of conversations with people that live overseas about Australian men, and a lot of them don't wear protection here. I don't know why. It's not like they're not taught to fucking wrap their dick, but that's just the case. And so many fucking pregnancies happen, you have no idea. And it's not always on the female. I feel like people just put it on the female all the time, like, oh, you should be on the pill, or you blah, blah, blah. The responsibility shouldn't always be on the woman. And that is something that I just really find hard to stomach. Like, if a pregnancy happens and the woman chooses to abort, the woman gets criticized. The dude gets off scot-free with no issues, like no issues at all. Like, it's equally his responsibility as it is hers. But she does have more of a fucking choice than he does because it's her fucking body. I just personally believe that no woman on this entire planet should be put in a position where she has to put her life at risk. Ever. If there is a way that she can come out of the situation with her life still intact, her soul still intact, and her sanity still intact, then she should take that option, and she should have the options available to her. Caleb trapped Iris with this pregnancy. Iris did not want to have this baby. She was not trying to get pregnant, and he did it in a way that was disgusting. He put holes purposely in the condom to impregnate her and trap her. Even when she brought up, you know, we have options, I'm not ready for this, I'm not ready for us. She didn't want that relationship. She was already thinking of ways of how to get out of it. He was like, no. Obviously, that baby was a blessing to Iris regardless, and she adapted her life and she chose motherhood, and that child became her life, and she loved that baby girl with her entire being, but that shouldn't have even happened in the first place. That was my first red flag with this motherfucker, that he trapped her. Like, what? You always hear this stereotype of girls, of women trapping men. Bitch, trapping men with babies? Honestly, bro, honestly, if trapping a man with a fucking baby actually worked, there wouldn't be so many single mothers out in the world. Like, the whole trapping a man with a baby doesn't work because a lot of them fucking leave. Growing up, a majority of my friends didn't have fathers around. They didn't have their dads in their life, and if they did, it was in small doses. Their mothers were single parents. So, like, yeah, that's what you want to do. You want to trap a man with a baby? Sure. There is obviously cases out there, but to stereotype women as baby trappers, please. And this just shows that sometimes a man can trap you with a baby. I'm gonna go through some of the annotations of this book, and it's all like the really heavy scenes that I wanted to talk about. So the first time that Caleb put his hands on Iris is when he proposed to her and she was like, nah, I'm not ready. And he was like, what do you mean you're not ready? Like, we're together, we have a baby together. Like, I don't know what the fuck was going on up in his head, but he did not love Iris. I could tell from the get-go that he did not love her. He just considered her an object, a trophy. He just wanted to obtain her and objectify her and treat her like a possession. It was never love. He never cared for her, because if a man cares for you, he doesn't put holes in a condom to impregnate you so you don't leave him. That is literally insanity. Like, that motherfucker needs to take a trip to the psych ward. If not, go to the doctors, get yourself some meds, see a therapist, I don't know, but you're not alright, dude. He flings her hand off and she like stumbles into the counter and like hits her hip. And at the end it says here, everything in me screams to get this settled because it's lingering long enough, but I nod. I can give him that. But he's never fucking me again. I felt like an object tonight, like he was collecting rent money. It was a transaction between our bodies. One where I got nothing and he took everything. As I look back over our relationship, I have to wonder, has it been that way all along? Bitch, oh my god, bitch, what? The fuck, what? And just before he like proposed to her, he like had sex with her and just treated her like a piece of fucking shit. Like, I murder. Like, I would murder. Like, I would actually murder. Like, I don't say this lightly. I really don't say this lightly. I need to be careful what I say online. I'm quite submissive in a relationship. Like, I definitely love like having an alpha, being like the feminine girl, and like, you know, I'm soft and dainty and blah. That's what I'm like in a relationship. But I can step into that alpha mentality real fucking quick, especially when I feel threatened or I'm hurt or upset and I feel like you've overstepped. And I am just lucky. I'm so lucky that I have been with men throughout my life that have treated me well and have just accepted that I've been like that. And when I've gotten in their faces and I've like, you know, embodied all the alpha that I can be, they haven't put their hands on me, because I know a lot of women could not even be like that without being fearful of their life or fearful of getting hurt. Iris was so scared to stand up for herself in many ways, because she was thinking of her daughter, obviously, and her life. As Caleb's abuse progressed, you see her build fight, and she like goes all in and she was like, nah, fuck you. Like, if you're gonna murder me, fucking kill me then. Like, she really takes that on. She's just a boss bitch, honestly. Iris, love you, bitch. But that scene there, I was like, Also, this scene, I literally wrote fuck no on the pages. This is when they're talking about like charity events or something. This is Caleb. And what exactly does this have to do with the stingers? Caleb asks, sipping the coffee I poured for him. Iris, what the hell is this? Since when do I take sugar in my coffee? He shoves the cup at me. Some of it sloshes over the side, scaling my hand. I don't suggest you do this, but if that was me, even as my partner, I would have literally fucking thrown the coffee over the motherfucker's face and then smashed the cup on his head. Like, I literally would have done that. Like, fuck you, don't you dare demand me to like make you anything. Why? Should I make you a coffee and cook you dinner and shit because I'm a fucking female? No, we are a team, we're a partnership, we do this together. I am worthy of my coffee made by you just as much as you're worthy of getting your coffee made by me. Just the disrespect in that scene, and the fact that he showed that type of behavior in front of other people and those other people didn't speak up. You are just as guilty as the person committing the abuse if you see it and say nothing. If you see what's going on and you let it go and you don't step in to say anything, you are just as guilty. No, and especially because another female was in the room when that happened. Absolutely not. Women should not be treated like that, and another female should not be standing by and watching it. But Iris wants to do like a course, she wants to go back to school, and Caleb like shuts her down and is like, no, You're gonna give me more children and that's all you're gonna do. Like, excuse me? Oh, bitch, I was like scribbling all over this page here because I was like, are you actually serious? Who the fuck are you to think that you can tell me what to do? Like, who are you? I just felt so angry at that scene. This is something that I personally struggle with when I think about becoming a mother. Like, obviously, when you become a mother, your number one priority is your child. But I think we always forget that we need to take care of ourselves and we need to do stuff for us. We are the number one priority, because if we're not taking care of ourselves and we're not living the best that we can, we're not filling our cup up, then how are we meant to give our child the best life that they deserve if we can't even take care of ourselves? You know what I mean? Like, you are only the best that you can be when you're feeling the best and you're living the best. You know, if you're not taking care of you, you can't take care of anyone else. So you've got to do things that fulfill you. There's all these arguments online as of recently, like feminism has gone too far, and there's like these, I don't know, a lot of American politics gets on my fucking For You page, which is wild. A lot of like these American, like US arguments get on my like For You page on TikTok and stuff, because I follow a lot of US creators. But I also take interest in what's going on over in the States, because it honestly just comes here. And I don't think people understand, like, as I said on Instagram a while ago, when we had protests in Melbourne because of lockdown, we had like anti-mask mandates and vaxxers and all that protests here, and we literally had Aussies walking in the street with Trump 2020 flags. Like, what? Like, we have a completely different political system, and that shit comes here. So it's like, I like to take note of what the fuck's going on over here, because if it starts coming here, I can start throwing fists, you know what I mean? But I've seen all these arguments online with like feminism, and on a scale, it's like these people over here, women should chase their career and women should do this and blah, blah, blah. And then over here, they're like, women are just, we need to be mothers. That's what we're born to be. Stop listening to the other side. Stop being fed these lies that being a mother is bad, and stop getting abortions. Abortion is murder. And I'm seeing all these arguments, and then I'm like, you both are literally missing the whole fucking point of feminism. Just saying that right now. It's about choice. Full stop. And the whole point is, some women want to be mothers, and that's okay. Some women want a career, and that's okay. And some women want both. And baby, if you want both, I give it to you, because that's a lot of hard work, but do it. If you want both, you can do it. The whole point of these arguments has been lost amongst the fucking bullshit, amongst all this crap that makes no sense. I want to be a mum. I can't wait to be a mum, and I am so excited that one day, hopefully, if everything's all good down, you know, down below, honey, I'll be able to have a baby, and I can't wait to teach my baby everything that I've learned and literally break generational curses, bitch. Like, I'm ready to change that game. Like, I'm going to do things so differently. I get excited thinking about how I'm going to like raise my child, but I never want to lose myself. There's more to you as a woman than being a mother. You can embrace motherhood and be the best fucking mum on this planet, and that's great. But you're also more than that. And we've been so conditioned to think, no, we just got to be mothers. No, that's we can't have pleasure. We can't have joy. We're not our own person. We're just a mum. We just pop out babies. We just pop them out and everything's all good in the hood. No, honey, it's not all good in the hood. He also like attacks her, not attacks her, but he like twists her arm to show her the ring that is from her great grandmother. And he's like mocking it and, you know, saying that he wants his engagement ring on that finger, and she says here, I'm not a tiny girl, but when held by a basketball player with more than 1 foot on me, whose body is honed to compete at the highest level, I'm practically defenseless. And it's bloody true, baby. I know there's a lot of people out there having debates about the biological differences of a woman and a man and how we are equal, and our bodies are just different, okay? We don't have the body, the bone mass that a man can have. You could be an extremely strong woman, but trying to throw down someone that's literally twice your fucking size, good luck. Good luck. Wonder women, a lot of women just surrender and they don't fight because they physically fucking can't. For a man to use his like physical power over a woman, like that's disgusting. You know, there was many scenes where he did little things like he, you know, knocked her into the counter and he twisted her finger and he started doing things and then apologizing, but his apologies weren't sincere. I am very like confident in the fact that this Caleb character is actually insane. And there's only so many times you can say sorry before you literally sound like an idiot because you continue to do the same thing over and over again. You're not learning your lesson, so your apology isn't sincere. It can't be sincere if you continue to do the same thing. If you make a mistake and you apologize, okay, everyone is going to make mistakes in life. That's how we learn. Like even as children, you fall over. You know, your mum tells you not to run because you're gonna fall over. What do? You run and you fall over. Like this is how we learn, we make mistakes. But if you keep making the same mistake over and over and over and over again, your apology means nothing. Actions speak louder than words. This here made me so angry too when she was trying to leave. You know, Iris said like, if you put your hands on me one more time, like I'm out of here. Goodbye. I'm taking my daughter and I'm getting out of here. And then when she tries to leave, he says, try to leave me. His words are wrapped in nails and heavy with warning. The darker center of his eyes, the irises, are shards of glass. I want to see you try. And then when she does leave, he gets the cops onto her and he's full framed her. I was like, oh, the cops literally had her and they were like pinning her down and trying to cuff her because, you know, she had stolen the car and abducted the child. Like how? How can that be, like, what? She has custody of that child just as much as he does. She gave birth to that baby girl. Like that's her baby. Are you kidding me? And it just made me feel so hurt that in that moment, like Iris was so fucking judged for her parenting and she was so judged for being her. And Caleb was just standing there with the police saying like she gets crazy when she comes off her medication. Like, oh my God, you are evil. Absolutely evil. And in that scene with the police, she says, 4 sets of eyes drop to my breasts, straining against my t-shirt. I hate every creature walking this earth with a dick. Yeah, I do too, baby. Let's really think about it. Men, right? Across the board, shit. Shit house, right? Absolutely shit. They just do shit things. They say shit things. They're shit. You know, and I sometimes get into debates with the men in my life because they always throw it at me. It's not all men. Oh, goodness sake. Oh, it's not all men. Oh, for goodness sake, isn't it? Isn't it? Well, the statistics say otherwise. There's a lot of statistics out there saying there's a whole lot of domestic abuse, a whole lot of houses where the dads aren't living with their children. There's a whole lot of statistics fucking out there saying that sexual assault is fucking real and most women have experienced it, yet it's not all men. Yeah, it's not all men. The fact that they have to even, like, you know, have these arguments like, well, I'm a good guy, so that means not all men. It's like, okay, cool, you're a diamond in the rough, bro. Do you want a fucking medal for that? Like, I just can't even deal. I cannot even deal. That whole, like, the whole, like, all lives matter and the all, you know, not all men. Like, fuck off, both of you, because you're clearly missing the whole fucking point. You're clearly missing the whole fucking point of the whole argument, the whole shit, the whole system of everything. You're missing the point. You're literally missing the point. The abuse got worse and worse, and I was finding it really hard to digest and read because, like, I just cannot, like, for the life of me, understand how another human being could do that to a woman or even another person the same gender as them and be that cruel and harmful and do terrible, malicious things, like malevolent things to another person and be okay with themselves and think that it's okay to do that. Like, Caleb literally was like, why do you have to act this way? Like, why do you have to make me hurt you? Like, no one is, like, twisting your elbow behind your back, baby, and forcing you to beat your fiance almost to death because she disobeyed you. Like, I'm sorry, sir, no one is in control of you but yourself. So ask yourself why you do this. Not her. It's not her fault. Oh my God, when she sent the text message hopscotch to Lotus, I was like, yes. And like her best friend came running, bitch. She came running. She was coming to get her. Like, yes. We need to have code words with all our besties, okay? We need to make sure that we have, like, I don't know, an emoji we send, something that is just like, I need help. I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble. I need you. Like, I just, oh. And I was so proud of Iris for sitting in that room, you know, with Caleb, his lawyer, and his dad, and demanding what she wanted from them with all the proof, like the rape kit, the everything. Like, oh my God, the rape scenes in this book fuck me up, man. Like, I just don't understand. I just really, like, every time I have faith in humanity, like every time I'm like, oh, things are getting a little bit better, like something happens and I'm like, we're just going back in the old days, aren't we? We're going really back. We keep going back. We're meant to be moving forward. This shit's meant to stop happening, not continue to happen. And it's not meant to, you know, continue to such a scale where it's just covered up with bullshit. Like, let's stop pushing it all under the rug. Like, we need to get it out. Out. I don't want dirt under my rug. Get it out. Every time I'm just reminded, oh yeah, that's right. Humanity sucks a lot. A lot. This book did have a really good reminder that there is good men in the world. I must admit, with reading this book, I not struggled to get into their romance because I thought it was very authentic, but I was so like consumed with Iris's abuse and what she went through that her getting out of this and getting into a relationship with August wasn't like my main priority. I wasn't reading this to read about August. I was reading this to read about Iris and how she heals herself. And I just, oh, I love this. Love this book so much. I love Kennedy, man. I really do. I have started reading Hookshot. I know there is Blockshot after Longshot, but I'm more interested in this one. And I started it last night. I feel like this is going to be one of my favorite books. I feel like this one is going to be one of my favorite books. And he is to die for, darling, isn't he? Like, actually eat him up for brekkie. All of these men, like, stop it. Like, this one too, like, he's divine. They're all divine. And I'm just like, if you all want to come around, if you all want to hang out with me, like, let me know. Like, I'm here. Like, I have a boyfriend, but we can, like, work something out. You know what I mean? So, that is it for today's video. I just had to talk about Longshot because it just shook me, baby. And I just feel like Kennedy knows how to shake the earth, babe. She knows how to get me feeling a certain way with her writing. I am planning on filming a recommendation video for books that I think all women should read. I have started to create my list that'll be coming soon-ish, I don't know when. Be safe out there, please. And please take note of red flags. Take note of those red flags. You could see a flag and make a decision to get out and it could change your life. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. It means the world to me and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.